Welcome to October. Thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey, and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and this is our Saturday edition of the Daily Video Forecast Discussion. And it's a cloudy start today. Some of the rain that moved across the area, especially the coastal areas late last night and early this morning, is now into upstate New York and into Connecticut and southern New England proper. Low pressure is off, weak low pressure developing off the southern New Jersey and mid-Atlantic coastal areas. Temperatures this morning at around 6:30, 7 o'clock remain quite uniform. They're generally running in the 50s, with the dew points also in the chillier 50s this morning and even some upper 40s as you get further back west into Pennsylvania. And the winds are generally out of the northwest, an indication that surface low is developing off the coast, and the flow is from west to east from off the land. So it's a raw morning this morning. Closer look this morning. A general area of thunderstorms is expected today from central New Jersey, from the coast all the way back up through southern New England. Now this morning currently we have a batch of showers developing off the south shore and east ends of Long Island. That continues to move to the northeast. We can see some of these heavier pockets of rain here, and also some areas across Connecticut. And the precipitation has lightened up considerably to next to none here across northern New Jersey. And we've got some advisories this morning as well. So coastal flood advisories here for New Jersey, the New York City metropolitan area, all the way down into central and southern New Jersey for the Bay areas, for high tide cycles, normally astronomical high tides, and it could be some water piling up over these areas to produce some minor tidal flooding over these locations, very minor. And the winds are actually from the west to the northwest, so the water is actually blowing off the coast, not inland. And we've got small craft advisories all the way from southern New England, all the way down through, extending far down now through the Virginias and the Carolinas this morning. Okay, this is the short-range model guidance ensemble forecast package. Basically, right now we're looking at the upstairs, 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. Here's our upper low across the Ohio Valley. And over the next couple of hours and through the day today, you can see it, watch it as it spins around. It's still closed off through tomorrow morning as well, and then retrogrades back a little bit through Pennsylvania, and that's probably where some of the heavier precipitation is going to start falling. So we may get a break in the precipitation later this morning, right through this evening. But another spoke of that going to come around, and as you can see here, we could be dealing with a little bit more rain as we get into later Sunday afternoon. And then Monday, the low is going to be directly still over us, but weakening slightly. And then by Tuesday morning, we could find it opening to an open wave here across southern New England, and it would northwesterly flow, air beginning to dry out here in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere by Tuesday morning as this upper low gets kicked off. And the short-range ensemble mean pressure, thickness, and precipitation here that starts off this morning just before dawn. Low pressure developing off the New Jersey Delmarva area. And this precipitation we can find generally some light rain and some drizzle in this area, but a northwest wind. So most of the precipitation on the ensemble is showing it moving out of our area this morning. There'll still be some light rain and spokes around. You can see the surface low and eventually the upper low catching up to it and grasping it, and then retrograding the surface low and the upper low back into New Jersey, forcing most of the precipitation back to the northwest away from our forecast area, and that would be later this afternoon and during the overnight hours. So we might get a little bit of a break in the precipitation, then eventually more stuff comes up, and this could be moisture also being in flux from Ophelia, which is well out into the Atlantic. We'll show you on another image in that in just a moment. Notice how most of the precipitation, and it's albeit being light now, across interior southwestern New York and then back into western Pennsylvania and Ohio. As we get through the day on Sunday, we find that that's going to continue to be the case. Low pressure still, becoming elongated between New Jersey and off the southern New England coast, and most of the precipitation well to the north and east, and then a few spokes back to the west. Eventually, the upper low will begin to fill in and spin out of our area by early in the week. So we could be dealing with a lot less precipitation than we earlier thought. However, the raw feel of the northwest wind and spokes of moisture will still provide the chance for showers throughout the area. Not expecting thunderstorms, as the Cape values and the atmosphere will be a little bit too stable. Close-up look at the water vapor this morning. All the higher cloud tops and showers here are extending just south of Long Island with a fetch all the way into the Atlantic South, probably also continuing near Ophelia, and we'll show you that in just a moment. So this is where the heavier precipitation is moving in this direction today. There is some mid and upper level drawing as indicated by the blacks and the reds here across portions of New Jersey down through Delaware. So I might get into a little bit of a break during this morning and this afternoon and even early tonight. Here's the upper low back through Ohio and also into Kentucky. National radar mosaic shows the low here developing across off the Delmarva coast here. Here's our batches of rain here out into the Cape area and also south and east of Long Island into northern New England. Here's our northwest Atlantic water vapor imagery loop. There's a problem with one of the last loops here, so we're just going to stop this now and go to the last frame here. Here is Ophelia, Hurricane Ophelia back here into the Atlantic, and also Philippe, almost near the same latitude, probably a little bit further north here. Very strong convection going here. It's a very well wound up tropical hurricane actually here in the Atlantic. Very good outflow here. Less organized here with Philippe. Now, the forecast track here is to continue to move Ophelia into the northeast Atlantic, which is going to have an influence on this entire upper level low over Ohio, because there's going to be a lot of tropical influx of moisture into this, which is going to create very strong gusty winds. That's why the small craft advisories are in effect for this. And how this storm interacts with this upper low here once it gets out into southern New England could be lingering it for a few days and throwing moisture back into southern New England and then moisture back around the opposite side here through the lower Great Lakes and down into Ohio. It could be keeping our area a little drier than normal, but still very chilly with the northwest wind. We're just going to have to monitor the actual interaction with Ophelia and this upper level low. Back to the surface maps this morning. Here's our surface low pressure developing, as I mentioned, off the New Jersey Delmarva coast, south of Long Island, and Ophelia is back in here off the map here. Cold front just to our west, also an extension of this upper level low and surface feature here through southern New England. And very strong high pressure building in across southeastern central Canada into the upper Midwest during this morning. As we get through the afternoon hours, again, the arcing of this high, very important here. Tropical influx of moisture from Ophelia, still well out over the ocean. Notice how we have a trough here extending from Pennsylvania all the way to off the New Jersey coast. That's because the upper low is probably going to kind of capture the surface low and kind of become an elongated area of low pressure right in this area and drift very slowly to the north and east across southern New England over the next 24 hours. Biggest chances of rain will be on the west side of it and also to the north and east side of it. So we may just be in between both of these areas of precipitation during today and tonight. And we could get a spoke or two to come through here tomorrow. And if that's the case, and that would occur as the upper level low and surface low begin to occlude as it retrogrades back through central Pennsylvania. So we're finding still the greatest areas of showers here across just around the Great Lakes all the way down into the Virginias and the mountains there. And also another band of precipitation coming in from off the ocean. Also probably some tropical influence here from Ophelia. And that would be along this frontal boundary here, lying from just about northeast Pennsylvania all the way through southern New England. But the biggest threat of precipitation here would be into southern New England proper. So it won't really be easy to simplify this forecast, but the things I want to say here for today is there will be probably a couple of bouts of showers around. And for tonight, we probably will escape most of the major shower activity during tonight and early tomorrow morning. We could even have some sunny breaks tomorrow. That's probably a good bet too. And there's still a slim chance for some more showers tomorrow afternoon as this disturbance completely continues to rotate through the area. And then for tomorrow night and Monday, there's again a chance of showers across the area as another piece of Vort Max moves across the region. We're going to get more sunshine on Tuesday, and eventually after that, temperatures are going to still be in the 60s to 70s with probably a lot more sunshine around here on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Your detailed forecast, of course, coming up with our great discussion on Sunday morning, October 2nd. So have a wonderful Saturday, October 1st, 2011. And stay safe. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Make it a good day.